Hello everyone, today we'll be talking about executive summaries. Executive summaries are very important because you will need to have them for pretty much every written event you do. It doesn't matter if you're doing financial operations research or independent business plan, you're going to need an executive summary in the beginning of your report. So let's compare two different executive summaries. So this one right here, as you can see, you're looking through it, it's not a bad executive summary. It has all the things you need. It checks off the rubric basically. It does the bare minimum, but I mean, if you're a judge reading this, you'll get bored. Now let's compare it to this, which is the same executive summary, same information, except phrases, important words are bolded out, and also bullet points and lists are turned into colorful graphics that match with the color scheme of the Fremont Bank logo. Now, if you're a judge, which one would you like more? Looking past the content, I would say that the second one is a lot better because it stands out. Because when you're a judge, you're grading around 30 papers maybe in one day. And if you see one that just has all text, no graphics, you'll be bored easily. So your executive summary basically serves as the introduction of your report, and the ideal page range of your executive summary is 3 pages. You want to keep your information concise, uh, and as you can see here in this, they're mostly just bullet points like the SWOT analysis, the strengths, weaknesses, threats, opportunities. It's all bullet points because you'll elaborate on it in the future. You just want this so the judge knows a general idea of what you're going to be talking about in your report. And like I said before, the executive summary is a roadmap for the rest of the report, and it is a good idea to use graphs and visuals to avoid clogging up the page with just text, because you'll get distracted, you'll get bored reading just a sea of text compared to more colorful graphics. If the judge ignores the part you didn't bold out, they just read the graphics, they still read more than just the sea of text that makes them bored. This here is the executive summary of an ICDC finalist, and as you can see, it has what I was talking about before, has colorful visuals. This red color, also the bullet points in red. Phrases are bolded out so you can see them easily. Even if you don't read the entire thing, at least the judge is still reading through the bolded phrases and the visuals, which is a lot better than just skipping over the entire thing. And here you have tables with words that are in the red font, which is obviously standing out from the black. And now, lastly, I'm going to give you some tips to make your executive summary look nice. You want to keep a color scheme and you want to keep it consistent. So as you can see with this one, it's obviously stuck with red. And if you're doing an operations research, you usually have to do it to a company. So the bank that we chose was Fremont Bank, which is black and gold. And as you can see here, we've stuck with this yellow goldish color scheme throughout the entire report, even with like the bottom footer. And making visuals is important, but you don't want to make them on Google Docs with the like the shape maker. It's not that good. Canva is probably the best to use because it's free and it's also online. You don't have to install something. But if you want to look more professional, you can obviously stick with Adobe Illustrator. I've never used it, so I can't give you any advice, but if you need help with Canva, you can always ask me because I've used it a lot. All of the visuals made in this report were made with Canva, and you can also add collaborators so your team members can also make the visuals with you. And lastly, you need to have multiple short paragraphs instead of just long bodies of text. You can save the long bodies of text for later in your actual report because you'll be actually elaborating upon the topics. Here, you're just giving the judge a general idea of what you're talking about. These paragraphs, keeping them short. Same with here, short paragraphs, because if your paragraphs are too long in the executive summary, you're one, taking up too much space so you can't put visuals in, and two, it's too long and you'll bore the judge. Because at the end of the day, your report can be really good, but if your judge gets bored while reading it, then it doesn't really matter. So I hope you guys learned something today, and I hope in the future your executive summaries look nice and concise.